That's a groovy button. What does it say?
Episode 3, November 2016. Well, I'm Al Bigley.
And I'm Alan Williams.
And it's time for,
a brilliant idea.
Well?
That's what we need, a brilliant idea.
Well, where are we going to get that? Mickey.
Save the Texas prairie chicken.
Mickey.
Save the Texas prairie chicken.
I've got it. I can't think with this bulb hanging over my head.
The Texas Prairie Chicken Home Companion!
Isn't that dumb?
And with that, we welcome you to episode number 3. 3 is a magic number. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
It's a magic number.
I'm recalling my Schoolhouse Rock days. And
we welcome you to the Texas Prairie Chicken Home Companion Monkees podcast.
Number 3. Like I said earlier, it's November 2016. Alan, I'm looking at those Schoolhouse Rock images in my mind, and all those colors are flooding back. The colors and that wild animation.
As always, I am Al Benny the Williams.
And this is Al Bigley, also known in these parts as Rob Roy Fingerhead, especially the local constable.
Rob Roy Fingerhead. As always, well, we are glad that you tuned back in for episode number 3. We apologize a little bit for episode number 2. We rambled on a little too long, and we got the message, so we're going to try to scale it back a little bit this time and try to keep it short and sweet. So
some people voted in. They had to. They started listening to the podcast and had to shave in the middle of it.
Or that by the time some of them got done listening to it, they were ready for Social Security. So that had to say something.
When some got through the episode, they didn't have to shave anymore. I'm sure I'll splice in the drum roll and the rim shot. There you go.
Yeah, the rim shot.
Can you say rim shot on podcasts? Yeah.
Rim shot? Sure. I knew that you could.
I saw a site that... Never mind. Okay.
So how have you been, pal of mine?
I've been good. I took your lead. I have a big blue ball microphone, whatever you call it. The blue snowball.
That's right.
Snowflake. So hopefully my voice is even coming through even clearer. I'm even further away from my allergies and my meds and my major surgeries.
And you ran out of bat gas, so that helps.
No more of that. No more of those funny green pills I've been taking mixed with the yellow pills and the orange liquid. So the colors don't seem as vivid now. But I no longer see the trails anymore, which is good.
That's good.
And there's only one of you now for this podcast, which is a big plus, yes.
Yeah, it's kind of, well, it's one where you're seeing 3 of me. Look at the one in the middle, so... But we want to thank you for joining us for the Texas Prairie Chicken Home Companion Monkees podcast, where we ruminate and reminisce about our favorite entertainment entity, the Monkees.
Who?
Yes, those guys. And we've got a very... the show this evening, we got one topic we're going to discuss. I've got another remix to play of Al's. We're going to tell a story, and you guys are going to really like this one because I have a very lost, rare gem to share with you guys today.
Oh, it is very rare, yes.
Yes, it is. It's absolutely so rare. I didn't even... I had to go cull this, and there's that word again, cull.
Look that up in your Funkin' Wagners.
That's right. And I had to pull it off of a cassette, and I thank Sharper Image for finally selling me that cassette player that I can convert to digital. So that's coming up, and we're gonna talk about the actors in the pilot, and there's one that is related to a name that you will all know and love. So.
And we're talking about the Monkees pilot there, correct? Here Come the Monkees, it's called?
Well, I sure as heck weren't talking about Sully Sullinger.
Well, I thought maybe Gilligan's Island or Get Smart or that other classic. What was it called? That guy in the cape with the kid. The kid that, always said, holy... Oh, it's Batman. Remember that show?
Yes. No, I can't. I will never be able to do Adam West as good as you.
Keep doing that. I like that. Try it.
No, I prefer Chief O'Hara. Holy dear, faith in Bagora, Batman.
Chief, it can only be that dastardly prince of puzzlers, the Riddler. Golly gee, Batman. Let's go.
To the Monkey Mobile, Robin.
Hold on, Robin. Haste makes waste.
All right. Yeah, here we go. We see this is why the last one ran an hour and 15 minutes because you got me started, yes, and you know how I am. I'll do 10 minutes when the refrigerator door opens, but
since I've heard that somewhere before, I don't know.
Of course you have. It's from the Manchester Cowboy himself.
Thanks, Ringo.
All right. Classic rings, classic wrong lads. All right, so our topic for this week, and I'm going to let
you eat your pizza backwards, Batgirl? I don't know where that came from. Let's just move on. I don't want to think about where that came from.
It came from that commercial that the guys did with Ringo.
Okay, if you say so, we'll accept that. You know, it's a good thing the viewers can't see me holding this big ball right on my chest like I am.
You're looking to get us banned from podcasting, aren't you? All right, so as you guys are hearing this, the Peter and Mickey have finished up the 50th anniversary Good Times tour, at least the U.S. leg, and they'll be in New Zealand and Australia. For those of us who might be listening over there, you guys are going to have a heck of a good time. It is a fantastic show, and of course, our good friends over at the Monkees Live Almanac webpage have consistently said there's nothing planned for 2017. So that leads me to my question for this week, buddy.
Here we go.
Are they done touring as the Monkees, period?
Oh, how many times we've said never. How many times we've said this is the end since the 60s onward. 1986 wraps up. This is it. Can't be anything else.
87, 88, 89.
Yes, the 2000s. A great tour with Davey, Mickey, and Peter that wrapped up in, what, 2011?
Yes.
And we thought, how can you top this? There's album cuts they performed, and think of all the LPs and collections we've seen. There can't be anything left in the vault. We were saying that after Missing Links 1 in 1987. Mike will never join. Mike will join. He won't join. He won't do an album. He might do a few, all the times we've said this is it. I've learned one thing, which is, and you can quote me on this, folks, write this down, get your pens out. When it comes to the Monkees, never say never.
Again. Hey, that sounds like an excellent movie title for a James Bond movie.
Pusher galore.
You are trying to get us banned from podcasting on iTunes, aren't you?
Miss Moneypenny. I'm James Bond.
James Bond. But we're not doing I Was a Teenage Monster this week, so it's like I
don't understand that reference right now.
Well, the Richard Keel Jaws thing, James Bond.
Oh, the tie-ins. Yes,
the tie-ins.
Yes.
That's what we're all about. Relatability, my friend. Relatability.
Right.
All right. I've given this.
You say so.
Yeah, and I do say so quite often. I've given this a lot of thought, and to be honest with you, Al, I think this is it. Only because of the fact that Peter's 74, Mickey and Mike are 72, and if you looked at the video from the Pantages show,
I love that shampoo. I use that every day.
Gee, your hair smells terrific.
Oh, don't get so close. Can you back up just a little bit, please?
Oh, wait,
your ball is getting
don't
a little
reach for the
too
bat
close
gas. I'm moving.
to my ball.
Okay. Don't reach for the bat gas. But if you watch the video from the Pantages show, Mike is starting to... I don't think Mike's aging very well at this point. I think Mike is starting to go downhill a little bit because the prime example that I'll give you is when it came to playing Sunny Girlfriend. Number one, they played medleys. It was basically one song into another.
I hate medleys. I always have.
But when you, especially when you watch Sunny Girlfriend, there's that dun 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 dun. Well, on the Pantages show, Mike was going.
They're skipping.
He's just playing the chords.
Bong.
Bong. Yeah.
Bong.
And then Christian or whoever's
bong.
playing lead guitar kicks in with the dun 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 dun.
Well, do you remember in some of his solo shows? Well, he had the eye problems a few years ago, but he also cited, am I wrong, some arthritis?
Yeah, I think so.
He cited that. And like you said, these are not young whippersnappers anymore. And we got to accept that.
The only things that we know right now is Mickey is scheduled to do the Flower Power 2017 cruise again. And I'm sure Peter has missed performing with SSB. So I'm not saying that they're not going to tour. But this is what I'd like to see if they're not going to tour together. I would truly like to see one of two things. Mickey put together with Bill Medley, because we've discussed the past King for a Day. How that song, Just Once in My Life, sends shivers up my spine every time I hear it because they sound so good together. And you could package it as Mickey and Medley. Because Mickey would, his vocal range, he would definitely be able to handle the Bobby Hatfield parts. But, and just spot shows like that. Not a full-blown tour, but every here and there. What I'd really like to see is I'd like to see Mickey do a bunch of solo shows where he performs from Mickey Dolenz Puts You to Sleep, Broadway Mickey, Demo I Sell, King for a Day, Remember. Because all this stuff, can you imagine hearing him actually doing Sugar Sugar in concert, just the way he did it on Remember?
That would be pretty cool. And people forget he's got those He's got that pretty considerable body of solo work, too.
Absolutely.
And it's fairly recent.
And not to mention the stuff that from Ian Lee that he's done, the 7A stuff, the MGM singles.
Back in circulation again.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not expecting them to tour. I'm not expecting Mickey and Peter to tour together as the Monkees next year.
Right.
I honestly don't expect to see them tour together again because, I mean, Nez gracefully gave up. You know, Nez retired, even though we're probably going to see him on the road doing the Movies of the Mind stuff again.
Right, something in his
but
his
I think
solo
this may be the final swan song because 50 years is a great number to go out on because nobody thought that they would still be touring at 50, no, much less recording new music like Good Times.
Right, and even the concerts we got with Mike after Davy's death a few years ago, I thought, there's no way. We never could have expected any of those things. I think and consider your points there, and there are very good points, but I'm just a little gun-shy after 40 years now of saying this is it, and it's not it, and that's all. That's where I'm coming from. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Well, let's put it this way. I'll say I'll believe it if I see. I won't be surprised if they do, but I won't be surprised if this is it.
Right.
So
me too. And again, all great, wonderful, logical points. How many times in the past have we said no or this can't be it, and we've all been pleasantly surprised.
As Nez asked Andrew in 2008, is that it? Right. You can't mine any more stuff out of that. So
even further back, he was going. There can't be anything left in the vaults. You guys are like scraping the walls here.
All right.
Anyway, very interesting, and I'd be interested in hear what you guys think. So send us your cards and letters. Write your thoughts on the back of a $100 bill and send them to the address we will include with this podcast.
That's right. All right, there. This is Casey Kasem live in Hollywood, and we're going now to Al Mr. Schneider Bigley, who is the remix Monkees King. So tell us, Mr. Bigley, what kind of remix have you got for us this week?
Well, first of all, did you know that Casey Kasem was also the voice of Robin the Boy Wonder on many 70s cartoons that featured Batman?
All right, crickets. Rich Little, I'm sure he loses so much sleep at night worrying about me. Now, this is my remix of Love to Love, which is a great Davy Jones Monkees lost sort of classic song. I remember most of us first heard this in 1982 on the Rhino Monkey Business picture disc LP when Rhino was just sticking their little tootsies into the Monkees reissue waters. And what made it great, that reissue, I'll make this quick, is not the fact that they included B-sides and stuff that wasn't part of the usual, here's the same 12 greatest hits again. There was a note on the back for
each song,
but was it Someday? It's Nice to Be With You. And they said, sure, this is your typical Davy Jones slowy, but listen to those strings or something, or we've cleaned this up. And I realized somebody else knows about this music. It's not just some faceless conglomerate putting out, oh, the Monkees are back on TV in the afternoons, let's put out the same 12 hits with a new cover. It's like, holy cow, someone else is paying attention. And they understand there's such a thing as a Davy Jones ballad. But yes, Love to Love was included, and I think they called it like the hottest guitar lick on a Monkees track, which is debatable now that we have so much more.
Well, I'm curious. I guess I'll have to go back and look at Andrew's book, but I'm guessing that would not have been the time that Neil Young was hanging out with Davy.
A little too early. Weren't these part of the Kirshner sessions where he really milked Davy?
That's right, because of the fact that Neil Diamond wrote it, and I think that's the reason that it was included on Good Times.
Right. But that was a period where Kirshner was asserting himself for one last bit of chest puffing there, and he grabbed Davy and did what? She Hangs Out, this one.
A little bit me, a little bit you, Love to Love.
He got like half a dozen vocals out of Davy that day. Alright, this is my podcast from, I guess, around 2010, maybe even earlier, of Love to Love, which I think we got a few different sets of vocals from Rhino for, and I think I wanted to mash up the vocals, but something interesting happened when I did that. And sometimes you have happy accidents, quote unquote, when you make these remixes, just like in any other art area. And that little jingly-jangly guitar that continues in parts of the song are suddenly recycled throughout the song. You hear that happening. I also loved the fade. I extended that fade till it almost becomes a weird kind of funeral march. the the "Why Do I Love You" part. Added some things like extra percussion, some extra tambourine, echo here and there, some extra bass. Anyway, I could go on and on, but this comes from a few years ago and I really like it. So here's my remix of Love to Love. Love to love you, baby. Oh.
No.
Yeah,
That's not Davy Jones, that's Donna Summer.
Watch this dance step right here. Watch this thing. See what I do with my leg there?
Ow!
Look at that.
Damn, that looks painful.
Watch me get my leg right there. See? I can actually put it behind my... Okay, wait. Okay, that's right. That's not the right song, is it? Okay, here's Love to Love by the Monkees. Well, my remix of the song. Alright, I'm just going to play it.
Thing that needs one to thrive on, then it grows. At least that's what I've been told. You can't love someone if you find that all you get in return is a heart that's cold. They say you need love to love. You gotta have love to love. They all say works that way, but if it's true, why do I love you? Why do I love you? Seems like you keep trying to break me. You do things designed just to make me cry. And I've heard if warm lips don't touch you, love won't grow no matter how much you try. They say you need love to love. You gotta have love to love. They all say it works that way, but if it's true, why do I